Hello, Namaskar, welcome you to the SAAR analysis. I am Chaman Nayak and here's my take. India has quietly crossed a nuclear milestone and the world is quietly entering a far more dangerous era. Well, according to the latest report from the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, which is often termed as SIPRI, India now possesses an estimated of 190 nuclear warheads, overtaking Pakistan estimated around 170. Well, that reflects a decades of strategic planning and technological advancement by New Delhi. But it also means that South Asia is becoming one of the most consensual nuclear flashpoints. Well, for years, India's nuclear doctrine rested on a restraint. Today, the SIPRI believes that India have operationally deployed 12 nuclear warheads for the first time, with 6 each aboard the nuclear-powered submarines. Well, this dramatically improves the India's second strike capability and survivability. Yet, it also shortens response time and raises the risk of miscalculation during the crisis. Well, India continues to maintain its no use first policy, but the adversity may also perceive India's nuclear posture as far more ready, far more responsive than ever before. Well, for India, according to Indian strategies, this is a major deterrence achievement. Well, for global security planner, it is another sign that nuclear age is accelerating rather than fading away. Well, SIPRI larger warning is even much more alarming. Well, the institute says the world is entering a new era of nuclear competitions, reversing decades of post Cold War restrictions or Cold War reduction in the role and importance of nuclear weapons. Well, India is modernizing its arsenal to strengthen its national security for sure, but China is rapidly expanding its own stockpile, adding roughly around 100 warheads annually and building one of the world's fastest growing nuclear forces. Well, India is developing longer range missiles capable of reaching the deeper targets inside China, which means Asia is increasingly becoming the center of global nuclear balance. Well, India's seas-based deterrence is becoming much more credible, but every improvement by one nuclear power often triggers responses from another. This is exactly what worries SIPRI. Well, the report notes that nuclear armed states are modernizing arsenals, investing in new delivery systems, relying more heavily on atomic weapons as an instrument of national power. Well, India's rise as a strategic power is undeniable. Yet the world is witnessing the emergence of new nuclear arms race where more nations possess more capable weapons than any time since the Cold War. Well, the question is no longer whether nuclear power is preparing for deterrence. The question is whether the world can prevent distance from becoming confrontation. Because India's nuclear story isn't about India anymore, it is about global order where every new warhead changes the balance of power and every miscalculations could change the history. Well, that's all from SAAR analysis. I will be back with another episode. Till then, thank you for watching this.